everyone, hi, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would take some time to share with you a couple tips on weight loss management. I do have a background in um, nutrition. I worked as a weight loss consultant for a couple years, and I also do have a master's in nutrition. I am a registered nurse, so I do have a little bit of knowledge on how best to lose weight or gain weight. So I thought I would share with you some tips. And remember, this channel is gonna be about faith. It's gonna be about weight loss. It's gonna be about eating healthy, because everything that concerns us, God cares about everything that concerns us. So your health, your mental health, your physical health, your faith, your family, your projects, whatever it is. The Bible says, if you acknowledge God in all your ways, He will direct your path. And God cares about your health, because when you get sick, then you go ahead and you cry out to God and you're like, God, help me, take my disease away, take this away. But God wants to prevent you from falling into sickness. And a way to prevent that is to inform yourself about the best ways of eating. For example, the best way of conducting yourself when it comes to your health, and the best you want to develop healthy habits of eating, and that in the long run is going to prevent you from a lot of diseases. So I thought I would share with you. So it is a new year, and most people have this new year resolution that they want to lose weight. Maybe you've wanted to lose weight for a couple years now. You have this 20 pounds or this 30 pounds that you know you have to lose, because every morning when you wake up and you look at yourself in the mirror, you see this belly fat, or maybe it's your arms or whatever, and you're not happy with it. And whatever you're not happy with, you can change. If you're not happy with it, you can change it. Nothing is worth losing your happiness over. So you have this power to make the change. So I wanted to share with you a few tips on how to lose weight this year. So first tip is, how much weight do you want to lose? Let's say you want to lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds. So you need to have a goal, okay? If you're not familiar with the BMI chart, you can Google it. Find out what your BMI is. Your BMI is going to be based on your height and your weight. So in gender, so it's going to tell you if you're underweight, if you're overweight, or if you're obese. You don't want to be overweight. You don't want to be obese, because these have complications. You may not see it now, but in the long run, you're going to have to deal with diseases and inflammation, things that you don't want to deal with. So today is the best day to start making changes in your eating habits. So let's say now that you've consulted the BMI chart and you see that you're overweight by 10, 20 pounds. Okay, so let's lose those 10, 20 pounds. Now, tip number 2, you want to have a journal. It's good to keep a journal because it keeps you accountable. So go to Walmart, get yourself a journal, and write down your goal. You have to write it down, because whatever you don't write down, you forget. It slips your mind. There are so many things in life that fight for your attention. It's so easy to get distracted and to forget. And your health matters. So your eating habits matters, because it impacts your eating habits will impact your health. So you want to get your journal and write down your goal. So I want to lose 20 pounds or 30 pounds this year. Now you're going to give yourself a time frame. Why do you give yourself a time frame? Because it's not going to take you an entire year, like 265 days, to lose 20 pounds. It doesn't have to take you the entire year. It can take you 2 months, 3 months to lose this, and then you'll be happy with yourself. When you look in the mirror, You feel good about yourself that you were able to accomplish something that is very hard to do. It's very hard to lose weight after you put on the many pounds. It's very hard to lose it, and you feel good about yourself that you were able to accomplish something great, that you're able to achieve something great. So it's gonna feel good in on the inside. You also feel good on the outside. Physically, you're gonna feel good. You're gonna breathe better, move better, fit into clothes that you weren't fitting into prior. So you wanna have your journal, write down uh the amount of pounds you want to lose. Now you can lose 3 pounds, about 3 pounds a week. So let's say your goal is to lose 3 pounds a week. Then in a month, you can easily lose 12 pounds. So let's say 10 to 12 pounds a month. So if you want to lose those 20 pounds, you can lose 20 pounds in 2 months if you really focus and get down to it. You might want to give yourself leeway because things happened and we fall back, but you fall back and you get back up again. So give yourself 2 to 3 months to lose 20 pounds, let's say. Write it down in your journal. So every week I'm gonna shoot for 3 pounds. Okay. Another tip I have for you. So before you gain all that weight, you were doing something. And what you were doing is you were eating a lot. You were eating mindlessly. You were eating anything and everything, not paying attention to what's in the food, the amount of fat, the amount of calories, the amount of sugar or salt, eating out a lot, eating whatever, drinking whatever. You were just doing it. And over the years, you just like putting it on, adding it on. So now that you've decided to lose weight, it's going to take you some effort to cut down on what you were eating. So we gain weight because we overeat. Now you're going to lose weight because you're going to undereat. You're going to cut down on the amount of calories that you're putting in. So now that you know that, you're going to take some time to look at your eating patterns. Now, by eating patterns, I mean, what kind of an eater are you? Some people, they wake up first thing in the morning, they gotta have their breakfast. So they have their breakfast, and then they have lunch. They go out for dinner, and then at night they have a snack before bed. That's one way of eating. Some people, they don't like to start with breakfast, but they'll have a big lunch, they'll have dinner, or they'll snack throughout the day. So find out what kind of an eater are you? How do you eat? What's your day like? What's your everyday day like? I know we are busy. Some people are busy. They work, they go to school, they have family to take care of, meetings to go to. But it's important to look at your eating patterns so that you can see what you're doing wrong and make the changes. Remember, to lose weight, you need to cut down on the amount of calories. You need to cut down on food. So, breakfast, it's an important meal of the day because most of us, we wake up in the morning, we go to work, or we go to school, or if you're a housewife, whatever, you're still doing something. You have something planned for the day that you're going to do. So you do need some energy. You need energy. You need a little bit of sugar in your blood to get you going. That's fine. Start with something light. And in your journal, you're going to want to keep track of what you're eating so you can see maybe you had too much that day. You need to cut down here. You need to cut down on lunch. You need to cut down on dinner. Okay? So you want to start your breakfast with, let's say, a cup of coffee and toast. Something light. Okay? Lunch, if you're going to have lunch, make sure you're eating your vegetables or have a salad. Remember, when you're cutting down on calories, portion control is important. So you're eating less. So be mindful of the big bowls, or a large plate. Be mindful of these, whatever you have in your pantry. So go for the smaller bowl, because when you have a big bowl or a big plate or large plate, you have to fill it up. You have to fill it up. But when you have something small, you can only go small because it can only contain so much. So go for a bowl of salad, a bowl of fruits, a bar, whatever. Remember, you're reading your labels, how many grams of sugar, how many grams of salt that you're eating. You have to pay attention. Start paying attention. Okay. Now that you've discovered what your eating patterns are and you know that you have to cut down, so start cutting out. Cutting out some foods, your sugary drinks. You have to cut out some sugary drinks. Portion control. Go for the smaller plates. If you were the kind of person who eats out a lot, you eat out 3 times a week, 4 times a week, and it's big dinners. So now that you know that you're eating less, for me, I like cooking. So I would rather save money, save time, cook myself instead of going out. So if you were the kind of person who goes out 3 times, 4 times a week, now start cooking yourself. Maybe cut it down to only going out once a week. Stay home and cook. Learn how to cook. Be creative. At least now you know what you're putting in your food. When you eat out, you don't have as much control as up to what they're putting in the food. The salt, sugar, fat. You don't have as much control. And also, it's a social setting. So everybody's eating, everybody's trying something, and you might feel pressured to eat and try out and drink. But when you're at home, you have more control over what you're eating, your portion size. So, and you're dieting, or I don't call it dieting. I call it more like behavior modification. So you're changing the way you eat. You're changing your eating patterns, and it's gonna be for long term. It's not a temporary thing, because once you lose the weight, you're gonna want to keep the weight up. So you have to change your way of eating. So you have to and also I have another tip. I just came to my mind. You have to love it. You have to love it. You have to love good health. You have to love eating healthy. So it takes, like I said, you have to change your mind, the way you think now. You have to be all about health and all about eating healthy and being creative. Get informed. Go on YouTube or Google it. Your vegetables and the best fruits and the best vegetables, and you can Google cooking ideas for somebody who's dieting, and just stay informed. Why is it good to eat healthy? Because you're eating too much salt can cause you to have hypertension, or when you eat too much, you increase your risk of diabetes. So you want to stay informed, stay interested in the science, so that you know why you're doing it. You're not just doing it and nobody's forcing you to do it, but you're doing it because you're trying to prevent those diseases like hypertension, diabetes, cancer. You're trying to stay away from them. That's the reason why. So it's really for your own good. That's why you're doing it. So you're not being pressured to do it because everybody's trying on your diet, but it's because you've decided that you want to be healthy. You want to stay healthy. You want to feel good. You want to live longer. That's the reason why. So please, I hope this video was very informative and just give you that quick start to start your diet, start changing your eating patterns so that you can lose that weight and you can start feeling good about yourself again. I do have more tips for you, but that's going to be on the next video. So please comment down below if you have questions, or if you want me to talk about something or subject or whatever. Let me know, and I will see you again, and thank you for tuning in. Bye bye.